David Delano. Well, of course, representing Power Tools, we've been on the air for 21 years now. Richard was one of the guys that obviously was doing a lot of stuff with them. I never really played Hardhouse. George and I used to produce a lot of records. It was more on the progressive
right.
kind of acid tip and stuff. But, you know, big follower of all the guys from Chicago that we were talking about earlier. The whole UC sound was huge. They were really good friends of ours. Bad Boy Bill, another guy that pioneered, did a lot of that stuff. And we just loved it. Every time we used to either book him to come down, and the sound just got bigger and bigger. I mean, Modern was with us when we used to do Club Vegas back at, Florentine. And that's when it just really started getting huge. Irene used to come in and do sets. Lynwood used to come in and do sets. And it just, what can we say about Hardhouse? I mean, now it's just kind of changing to something else. Everything is just kind of mixing together, and what can we say? I mean, look at us now. How long has it been?
2
months. Exactly. We're still out there
still
playing,
looking good.
Because we haven't dyed our hair yet, but we're going to do that next. So. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to the guys, I would say, and I've always said it, and not just because he's in front of me, but George Centeno, I think, is probably the best Hardhouse producer I've ever met. I mean, by far, when I used to go to the studio with them, and I mean, I've been friends with Darren and them for 20, 25 years now. It was just crazy how many records this guy came out with as different names. I mean, from Club Stalker to Sex Fiend to, I mean, whoever it was, but we all played his stuff, yes or no?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't matter who it was, CZR and all these other guys. This dude, I mean, if we didn't play 10 of his tracks in one of our sets, something was wrong. So, I mean, if anybody needs to say anything here about Hardhouse, is this man right here.
Yeah!
Thank you. Well, what else can I say? I love making it. I had a blast doing it. I always had fun doing it. Learning how to do it was when I was at Florentine, so obviously, doing the lights, and everybody was pretty surprised that they didn't know the guy doing the lights was actually producing the records that they were playing until they figured that out. So that was my little secret. When that came out, I just had a good time doing it. That's basically my thing. I enjoy seeing people having a good time to whatever it is that I was doing. So that was my pleasure that till this day, people are actually enjoying it and having a blast and living by it, and whether it's hard house or techno or house, it didn't matter. It was just having a good time, people coming together and doing what they were doing, and that's basically meant the world to me. Just like seeing you guys right now here, it's a huge payback that I can pass along to so many people, and that's all I can say.
Waxworks. The mastermind behind it. There he is.
Most people know that I'm not a front man and I like to hide behind the scenes and stuff like that, but the way I came at it, I loved doing what I was doing, and I wanted us to have our own base in Los Angeles. Chicago, yeah, everybody's, oh, Chicago, Chicago. Well, what about what we were doing? So I just tried to, facilitate something for everybody all over California, Southern California, a home base that they could get their music heard all over the world and have the opportunity, to be an independent, and promoting themselves when a lot of other labels wouldn't give them a second look. We tried to take the time to listen to everybody's stuff, and if they put it out themselves, we had no problem moving it across the world for them. So, that was my fun, and I really miss doing that for everybody, and I hope I helped, You did. So,
y'all, I'm on a romance. Thank you all for coming today. I have one true story. I was at a pool party in Vegas, and Afrojack was DJing, and I was talking to Bad Boy Bill. I was like, yo, so what do you think of this Dirty Dutch sound? He goes, this ain't Dirty Dutch, this is Chicago Hardhouse. So there's no such thing as Dirty Dutch house. Honestly, it's Los Angeles, Chicago Hardhouse. That's where it came from. So that's where the sound came from. And I have a true story about George Centeno right now. We were in the car together, and he played me this demo called Hard Banging Tweet. And I was an A&R for Music Factory with Mike Flores. and he played this track in the car. He played that and what's the other song? Aqua Boogie? Mind Trippin'. I wanted both of those tracks, but the Hardbanging Tweak was my all-time favorite, and I convinced Mike Flores to sign him on the label, and that song blew up beyond. Like, everybody had a mixed CD.
I couldn't keep those records in stock.
And to me, George Centeno is my favorite producer from Hardhouse. So this guy made a lot of noise, and Darren, with all the mixtapes back then.
Behind the scenes, and all the hardcore stuff.
All the hardcore stuff, yeah.
All the alien artwork.
And you know, I have another story about Lynwood too.
Stories.
I was listening to 99.1 every Saturday night, and I'm like, when are we ever gonna be on this show? And now I'm part of the Earthquake Mix once a month, and I'm so glad to be with it. One thing about this business, and another thing I want to thank is Delano, because without me being an opening DJ at Vegas, I wouldn't get all these gigs, being at Sound Factory, Carnival, you name it all. Irene let me play at her birthday party. That was a blessing. Every little Purple Shield, you name it all. Like, all these gigs got me from David Delano, honestly, thank you. So you gotta be humble in this business. This is how you get your gigs, and it just keeps going and going and going. And I'm still here till this day, doing what I'm doing. Thank you.
That's crazy. What's up, everybody? I'm DJ Gazelle. Just right here chilling with, man, a lot of my influences right here. I mean, Irene, you got Lynwood. I don't know, man, these are top names up here. You know, I did look up to them. I still do. My boy G-Bone. I don't know if you guys know about G-Bone, but I remember it was them doing his tracks and everything, getting started and actually really getting out there, man. I was telling you, dude, these tracks are hard. And just hearing the whole sound of that music, I'm like, it's a different change. Like, we got Mark and Pookie, but I can't forget about them cats. Coming around with that funky and all that. That's when everything kind of stood and started from that point on, where I see Lalo was another influence, Captain Chile, if you guys know that. I mean, that's where everything started the whole hard scene for me. And when I see you guys making it and doing it, I'm like, no, I definitely got to support it. And back then, I was getting into the techno stuff and deep house and hip hop. I was just influenced with all of it, but try to use that, scratch into the Hardhouse stuff and make my own little scene with it. But then you got modern over here, man. That's a whole story, but I didn't want to bring it up, but we'll talk there about some else. But anyway, I'm gonna pass it to my boy. I gotta get some needles for the table, so here's my boy, Little Caesar. Woo!
Yeah. Alright, so I'm here representing 107.1 FM, which is basically power tools for the Latin crowd. For all you guys that haven't tuned in, it's every Saturday, 1 to 4. And basically, we're trying to promote every single style of music. We do play Hardhouse. And we play EDM, Dirty Dutch, trance, breakbeat, drum and bass, everything that's possible. We're trying to promote dance music in general. Not just what's popular, what's top 40. We want people to get a good array of music in LA. Because LA used to be a center of music. I remember when it was Chicago, New York, Miami, and Los Angeles. Me personally, I think Los Angeles kind of lost its way and started getting more into the European sound and lost its way in making its own sound. I'm a very big advocate of bringing that back and making sure when somebody hears a track that's coming from Los Angeles. Like before, a harder house was Los Angeles. Chicago was great, but it was Chicago house. And then right here we had George Centeno, Marvin Boogie, Irene, everybody else promoting that harder sound. If you guys check some of my tracks, I try to influence all of those tracks with Los Angeles. It's got the new styles in it, but I'm never going to forget my alien roots because that's how I started. I started when I was 11, now 30. I've been doing this for forever, so
you just dated all of us.
I work with Darren. What was it, Global Music over there?
Way back.
I remember way back. I remember Arena. I saw her doing her thing. Rocky, what was her name? You know what? Then we give out the story about Rocky, alright? I met Rocky when he came down when it was at 106.1 Groove Radio. And he hit me up. I think Irene was there that night too. She was doing a setup.